Hey, how you doing? It's a Master Chief. Welcome onlookers, spectators, military-minded people like me. Today I took a look at traffic in Ormond Beach, Florida, Holly Hill, Florida, and Daytona Beach because I've heard rumors that people like to speed a lot, especially on A1A, but I've got a pet peeve. There's one place I know people do tend to speed a lot. So here's a little bit of what I saw today. Let's go. Okay, now we're at the intersection of Cardinal Drive and State Road A1A in Ormond Beach. A busy place with a parking area and a drive onto the beach. And of course, we're still with the 4 lanes with the middle passing lane and an occasional median. The speed limit is still 30 miles per hour here. But let's take a look at how fast people actually go, since they've been held up by that traffic light behind us. So far, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Most people are paying attention to the speed limit, but it's perhaps slowly going to go as we get away from the traffic that was held up by the light. Ah, here's one. Here comes another one. When you're not held up by the light, of course you have the right to go as fast as you want. So in this case, 37. Is 7 over the speed limit too high? Here comes the next round of speeders. 47, 46. Okay. Pretty fast. I guess they had to speed to get through that light, as if there's a traffic jam on A1A today, a Friday afternoon, and it's Jeep Beach weekend. And that's why we're seeing these Jeeps on the road. Okay, let's look at one more set of traffic through that light, just to give you an idea of how fast people go. Completely random day. I didn't plan this. I'm just doing this in response to something I read online about speeding in Ormond Beach. Most people are within 5 miles per hour of the speed limit, with the occasional fast car or truck. So we're just waiting for one more group of cars to come. Here they come. Let's take a look. The light's turning red, so we might get someone here going a little too fast. And we're not. They're all doing the speed limit. Well, good job at this intersection. And now we are at Andy Romano Park in Ormond Beach, the only park with free parking in the area. If you're a resident, you can park free if your vehicle's registered, and non-residents, it costs you 20 bucks per day. Everywhere except here, Andy Romano. So that's your free parking tip of the day. And I don't know if the solar array for the speed limit is working here. Let's take a look. Doesn't appear to be working. So we'll take a look. Or everyone's going under 30 miles an hour. That guy's not going under 30 miles an hour. So 2 out of 3 solar arrays I've looked at today don't work. Is that by design? Can they be turned off? Perhaps. I don't know. That's a question for the City of Ormond Beach, or whoever does the maintenance on these solar speed limit arrays. Okay, I'm on Oakview Avenue, the approach to one of the busiest intersections on A1A in Daytona Beach. So let's see how people do with the speed limit up here. Okay, we're on the intersection now. There's an IHOP here, and of course the Daytona Grand. And this part of Daytona Grand has been under construction for years. And there's really no sidewalk here. A lot of homeless also in this part of Daytona Beach. So let's see how this works. I've got a working solar array this time. Are people brave enough to exceed the speed limit on the busiest section of Daytona Beach? Let's find out. It appears not with that group of cars. So let's see how long it's going to take for this light to change and for the next group of cars to come. So that one at 31. Looks like we're okay here. Right. Alright, so there you have it. Not so bad in the busiest part of Daytona Beach. Betty Boop Jeep, pretty cool. I will digress a little bit here. There is quite a problem with the homeless in Daytona Beach. And this intersection is, I would say this is an average number of homeless. I counted 5 or 6 just sitting around. But that last one you saw eating ice cream. Different subject for a different day. But that's Daytona Beach for you. So I counted 3 inoperable solar arrays so far. I drove by one and didn't stop to look at it. Okay, we're on Riverside Drive in Holly Hill near the 5th Street intersection. And this road transitions from a 4-lane road down there in front of a condominium called MG on the Halifax to 2 lanes, and the speed limit then becomes 25 miles per hour. So let's see how people do here. So already we're well above at 34. So I have a question for you. Should speed cameras be a thing? Yeah, should speed cameras be a thing in Holly Hill, Florida? When you're going 15 miles over the speed limit? Let's see if that was a one-off. Beautiful day, as usual. All right, 12 over the speed limit. I think people try to slow down, but they just can't help themselves. There isn't a camera going in the opposite, or a solar array rather, in the opposite direction, but there is another one a little farther up the road where the speed limit is solidly 25 miles per hour. There is no room or no reminder like this is that you need to slow down to 25. But I bet if a police officer sat here or just at the park a little bit beyond this sign, he could have a field day with speeding tickets here. Okay, I'm going to hide my location here a little bit behind this sign here. See if that makes any difference in the speed. Oh, I can't see. Alright, we'll wait for one more group of people. Alright. Are they making an attempt to slow down? I think they're trying. Okay, there you have it. 5th Street and Riverside. And I'm sure people don't like it. They don't like doing 25 miles an hour, and why would they? It's pretty slow. In case you're curious, I don't speed. I may have said it once before, but I don't speed. I do the speed limit. All the time, every day. Yeah, I'm one of those old geezers. Our final destination is the Ormond Beach Veterans Plaza, or that's where that is, but we're at a park that's at the foot of the Granada Bridge, which is State Road 40, and Beach Street, which is the extension of Riverside Drive. Going across, the speed limit is 35 miles per hour. Granada Boulevard speed limit is 30 miles per hour. And it's quite the free-for-all. And of course, not a protest, but people holding up signs to support their cause. It's a normal thing at the foot of the Granada Bridge. And this Friday afternoon is no different. So as I mentioned, the speed limit across this bridge is 30 miles per hour. It's a 4-lane bridge with a wide bicycle lane. And it's a free-for-all because at the foot of both sides of the bridge is a traffic light. And that portion of Granada Boulevard is the most heavily congested area of Ormond Beach. The second most congested area is on the other side of the bridge, where there are 2 traffic signals. But the free fall that is the Granada Bridge seems to be the exception, and it also seems to be one of the most infrequently patrolled areas by the Ormond Beach police. If they wanted to enforce traffic speed here, they could nab every car. And I'm only 75 yards off the traffic signal. The problem on the other side of the bridge is that when the traffic signal at Beach and Granada turns red, traffic backs up on that side of the bridge heading westbound, and people coming at a high rate of speed from the top of the bridge sometimes don't have room to slow down. There have been accidents at the top of the bridge for that very reason. Not too bad on a Friday afternoon. Of course, there's no solar array here. That's another question for the city of Ormond Beach. Why not? Why not put a working solar array here? So we'll just watch this back up the beach street, and then we'll head on out of here. It is a late Friday afternoon, and so traffic is heavy, but not as heavy as it would be on other days of the week. A lot of people in the area take Fridays off. They're using a flex schedule at work. So we're not seeing the full Monty, if you will, of traffic. So let's see how far. The light is still holding red down here. You can see the traffic slowing at the top of the bridge already. The light is still holding red, and the traffic is backed up. Halfway to the top of the bridge, with other traffic slowing down at the top of the bridge. The light has just turned green, and people are going. So here's the problem on that side. To a lesser extent, it happens on the eastern side of the Granada Bridge, heading eastbound. The big traffic jam on that side of the bridge is between the Casements and Halifax Drive, where there are two traffic signals in close proximity to each other. And there was, in the last few months, a fatal accident down there. So you tell me, is 40 the new 30? Is 50 the new 30? On this portion of the bridge. Okay, well, behind me is the Casements. Put here by John D. Rockefeller, the Rockefeller family. Has nothing to do with traffic, but certainly has everything to do with oil. Let's take a look at the traffic coming off the base of the Granada Bridge, heading eastbound. Remember, the speed limit is 30. All right, we're at the foot of the bridge, heading eastbound. The cross street is John Anderson Drive, heading northbound. And southbound is Riverside Drive in Ormond Beach, home to some very exclusive residences. And on this Friday afternoon, the traffic doesn't look too bad. Is everyone going over 30? I don't know. That Jeep's in a hurry, but you see what he ran into? Nothing. He ran into traffic. And that's the problem. People just can't stand. Here's another one. That truck right there is speeding into a traffic jam. And that's how traffic accidents happen. The light to the east of us has turned green, and here we go. We got to get going. We're in a hurry. We're in a hurry. There's still traffic up there. And looks like some common sense prevails for a little bit until the next group of traffic comes down. And here they come, where the light is green, and it's cleared out now down there on Halifax. Let's see how this group of people are going to react. Now we have a red light. Not too bad so far. Isn't the John Rockefeller residence a beautiful building? And the parks at all four corners of this bridge are really awesome. A great place to spend an afternoon or an early evening. The fishing is better on the other side of the bridge. Now, since the light just turned green, people can't build up their speed because they were stopped here at the base of the bridge. But don't worry. You can see there's an entire line of traffic from the top of the bridge all the way down, racing into what will soon be a red light at Halifax Drive. And right now people realize they just can't get their speed to 30, although they raced over the bridge just to slow down for this. Not too bad this go around. But this speed looks like they're drafting on each other. Still have that green light up there. And maybe traffic's starting to calm down. But of course, here come the speed demons, because they've got the speed to build up from the other traffic light to here. This guy's doing at least 50. Here we go. Another speed demon. Oh, he's got to get somewhere. Hurry up. This one too. And of course, Volusia County's finest is over there, doing what they do best. All right, looks like he's on his way here. He's got somewhere to go as well. Okay, one more round of traffic. Let's see how everyone does. This truck seems to be wanting to do the right thing. He's slowing down. There's a red light down there on Halifax. Yeah. Guys, they're in a hurry. They're in a hurry. Let's race to the red. Race to the red. Of course, on a racetrack, when they throw out the red flag, that means stop, right? And here's the problem. A green light and a red light. And over-anxious people from the other side of Granada Bridge, they got to put their foot in it, because they've got to get here. All right, now we're slowing down. A typical afternoon day of traffic in Ormond Beach, Florida. And there you have it. All right, so you've seen what I've seen. You can make your own interpretation. Mostly on A1A, we have people that want to do the right thing. They're staying within 5 miles of the speed limit with the occasional speeder. And the same holds true in Holly Hill. I think people have a little more difficulty using the 25 mile per hour speed limit. Then, of course, the Granada Bridge in Ormond Beach is a free-for-all. 30 miles an hour on both sides of the bridge, with traffic lights on both sides of the bridge, and people just needing to make up time while they're crossing. I hope the Ormond Beach police can do something about that, but you know, most of the people that they'll ticket are the locals, because the locals believe they have somewhere to go, and the tourists want to behave, pretty much. All right, Master Chief out.